As we begin our study of American history in Unit 1, we're going to look at the very beginnings of America, taking it all the way back to the origins of the peoples that will eventually come together in America. We'll be looking at, first of all, the Native Americans and how they eventually find their way over from Asia, colonizing North and South America, and we'll look at some of the aspects of especially some of the North American tribes who were eventually going to be coming in contact with these invaders, these visitors, colonists, whatever you want to call them, from across the sea. We'll be looking at the Europeans and look at the situation for Europe during the Middle Ages and Renaissance, bringing it up to the period of exploration. We'll see what it is about their people, about their culture, that is going to make them want to explore, want to find new trade routes, and eventually find the Americas. We'll also be looking at Africa, the third of these continents which is going to collide. It's not just a primitive place like you often think of when you look at certain movies, but there were several well-developed trade empires that existed in Africa which were actually quite ready to experience trade and to interact with the peoples of Europe as they begin to land on the African coast. Of course, as we all know, eventually for many of the Africans, this is not going to end up being a good encounter. As they come to the Americas, we'll begin to look at the period of colonization. Not only England, but Spain and France are going to be competing for colonies in North America. And each of them is going to go about it in a very different way. And ultimately, these three world superpowers will go to war to decide who is going to dominate the area that we now call North America, and eventually the United States. We'll also take a look at the individual English colonies as they develop. And we'll see that they don't all develop the same. The southern colonies, the northernmost or New England colonies, and these middle colonies in between, they all develop their own unique lifestyle, which eventually, on past the period of colonization, is going to have a great influence on how the United States and the certain regions of the United States eventually will develop and grow both politically, economically, and culturally. Then we'll finish up the unit and look at how these English colonists who seem to be so happy here in the New World, starting a new life as part of the British Empire, slowly start to have problems with the mother country. And we'll look at the many causes which eventually will lead to an American Revolution. So as you study this unit, don't just think about it as a story of things that happened a long time ago, but look for the elements of who we are today in these peoples of Africa, America, and Europe as they collide. Look for some of the qualities of modern American culture and politics and economic life in the way these early colonies developed, because we truly are a product of what came before us.